everyone. Sorry for the delay. We were having some technical issues, but I think we're all good now. I'll continue to let people in, but we can get started. And unfortunately, to be the bearer of some bad news, our guest Kimberly got really sick, and this morning she informed us that she won't be able to come tonight since she's really not feeling well. So we didn't want to cancel this session entirely, just in case you all have questions about the project, and we think it'd be still a good opportunity to share some examples with you and just answer any questions that you might have. But yeah, we're in the process of trying to figure out if Kimberly can join us in May and share some more information on her project, which is super interesting. She gave us some background of it, and I definitely encourage you all to come to the rescheduled event. But yeah, hopefully you'll still find this meeting helpful. And I'm going to share my are other people able to keep admitting you are Ali? Okay.
I got it.
Okay, great. I'm going to share my screen then, and we can go through our slideshow. Let's see. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, can everyone see? This all looks good. Okay. Feel free to Katrina and Katie jump in, of course, when it comes to your slide.
I had a sort of a background.
Mm-hmm. I think I just put it on. Oops. Can I not? Hold on 1 sec.
So the event slides that were, yeah, they're right. Oh,
one right. I just pasted it in. Do you want to go through this slide?
Oh, sure. Okay. So when some of the feedback we were getting from our activities was, how do I start? Where do I go with a project? And so that's why we reached out to Kimberly Keaton in the first place, because she has this whole family history website that she started and talking to her just with a photograph. So we were thinking, what could we learn about each other, and what could we learn about archiving just by looking at what we have in our own homes, our own collections? What would we want to share about ourselves? What do we want to preserve and organize for ourselves? So we thought our spring membership activity would be a personal archive project. And so what is a personal archive? It's just taking a collection of the objects in our lives and organizing them in a way that's going to tell a story about ourselves or about our lives. So how do we do that? First, we're going to just think about what are the things that are meaningful to us. So maybe you're thinking through your family traditions, you're thinking about, oh, I have that box of photos to go through. Some of the things that we've shared on our blogs and on our through our different club activities, or like recipe collections. We thought about back to our original 202 group work on what sort of archives we talked about with our groups. So first, what are the objects? What are the things around us that we want to select to tell a story? And then we need to process them, define the object, describe them, make them meaningful to other people. And then finally, how are we going to preserve them and display them? So how are we going to share what these meaningful objects are with other people? So there were a few different resources we were hoping to share tonight, some during this meeting, but some things that you can look at your own. Library of Congress has a few different things. The first one is, like it says there, how to begin. And then they have another one that's just on digital archiving. So since this will be shared through a Google slideshow, this will be digital archiving. And the third one, also through Library of Congress, is a quick guide. So if you want to see it all in one poster, that's where to start. Writers Guild of America, we did an event with them last year. They also have one, and theirs is really focused on work, like how do you present your work in a portfolio? How do you keep track of all the things you've created? And that seemed super relevant as we all work towards our final portfolios. So these are some references, and we'll share this list with you with sort of our event and activity description.
Thank you, Katrina. I think I put in another slide as well from your original presentation. So we'll share this with everyone, and you can maybe start by getting a glimpse of Kimberly's work and just kind of how it manifests on this website that she created. It's really beautiful and just super personal and tells a really great story. So definitely I encourage you all to take a look at this after. Let's see what else. So we've shared some kind of background information on personal archiving, and we have these instructions, but really we want this project to feel flexible to you, and ultimately help you, build it into something bigger if you decide to later down the line. So don't feel like, you have to adhere to these really specific instructions or anything. We really are trying to foster a space for some creativity in how you think about your personal objects and artifacts, and what might constitute an archive for you could be really different than someone else. So we want to embrace that and kind of just provide the space for you to express that. But essentially the format that this will take place in is a shared Google Slides presentation. So everyone will just have their own slide that they can edit and contribute to in this shared presentation. The kind of three main, there's a few main elements that we'll go through as we look at some examples that some of the SAASC board members have started already. So hopefully that will give you some just inspiration on how to actually get started. So let's go through. I guess before we go through the examples, does anyone have any questions or comments, anything? If there's anything in the chat, you can just let me know, because I don't see all of it with my screen shared. But if anything comes up, just feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. And we'll also put links to how to access all this in the chat. And it's also on our website. You can, we'll put a link to that in the chat as well. So let's go through some examples. This is like the very, very basic template that we put. So the main elements, like I was saying, are just your collection title. So what do you want to call it? Your name, just anything on what it means to you, why it's significant, a story that's tied to this, how it started, anything you feel comfortable sharing. The kind of object list will go here under what your collection includes, and that can be ordered in any way you see fit. There's no rules as to how to arrange it. That's totally up to you. And then we'd love to see an image from your collection as well. So if it's a like a digital archive, like something on your phone, you can take screenshots, or on your computer, similarly, you can do that, and just yeah, however you feel is best to visualize things. This is where you'll put the image. Okay. Katrina, do you want to give any background on this?
Oh, sure. So this is an archive, a collection of my aunt's jewelry. She died a year ago, November. And as we were going through her jewelry collection, it was just so, I just felt so close to her, seeing all these pieces that I knew that she had touched and worn. And so these were some that stood out to me for different reasons, either because I remember her wearing them, or because they were just unusual, or and I could just imagine her going through, on her travels and finding things, and wondering why they caught her eye and that sort of thing. So this was my very, very simple. Probably what took the longest was getting a picture. And then just sort of describing them, so that thinking through like what you would be able to see of it, visually, and then how to connect that to a descriptor.
Thank you. This is my slide that I put together pretty quickly. I was trying to think about what objects I have that like resemble a collection most closely, and I just like happened to see all these candles that I have on my mantle, and I was like, oh, these kind of have a just a through line between them, because I've just collected them over the years. They remind me of my family, and I think, yeah, it's funny because I typically tend to not like things laid out, or to have a lot of clutter. I'm trying to be like more minimal in my like home, but have a pretty sentimental connection, I think, to these for some reason. And when I've moved over the years, I'm like, no, I'm going to keep all of these. So I thought it would be fun to try to order them like in the chronologically, I guess. So from when I acquired them, from oldest to most recent. Yeah, and if there's any little like special story or something interesting that you want to add as a note, or anything else, you could even make another slide if you need more room to express something. So yeah, don't feel like you need to keep everything on one slide either, but I think you'll find that with just these elements, you can convey quite a bit. So yeah, go on to Katie's.
All right, yeah, I'm having trouble with my video, so I'm just gonna stay off camera because it shuts down all of Zoom. But Katrina, Mia and I were talking about different collections, and I was thinking of things like what could I use, and then she remembered in Info 202 we had to do a collection project, and my group did board games, and that's something that my family really has enjoyed, playing board games. I was like, oh, that could just be a fun collection. So I gathered up some of our favorites and just snapped a picture of them, and then realized that the picture isn't probably in the correct order, but I didn't take the picture again. But so yeah, some of these are like, my daughter loves Monopoly, but the rest of the family can't stand it. So that one's on the bottom for sure. But anyway, so I put the collection in order from the one that we all enjoy playing together most to, yeah, the one that's Monopoly, and then I like Ticket to Ride anyway. But that was kind of my collection criteria, was in the the order of how many of us like to play the different games. And I was trying to think kind of, we started playing board games a lot before the pandemic, actually. So it was kind of a bummer because when the pandemic happened, we were kind of burnt out from board games. But it's been kind of fun to play with my daughters as they've been getting older, because like it used to be, my husband and I could actually win some of these sometimes, but that's not really the case anymore. Especially Catan. My daughter always beats me. It drives me kind of crazy. But anyway, and this didn't take very long at all just to get the basics of it right. I think it was like 5-10 minutes. I waited to do it today, this afternoon, of course. And I mean, to make it more creative, you could spend some time in it to get creative and put more details in, or a background, or something else. But the main bones and the main pieces of it doesn't have to take a long time. So I thought that was good to know. Oh, one other thing I did notice when I went to edit the slideshow is I had trouble putting an image in, and I realized I wasn't logged in on that page, even though I was logged in on that browser thing. But anyway, if you have trouble, just make sure you're logged into Google with your school account, and then you should be able to have access to add the images and stuff. So that today.
Thanks, Katie. It's a good reminder. And thank you for sharing. Yeah, it is funny thinking about the pandemic, because I think at the beginning, when people were in lockdown, you had a lot more time to like take stock of the things in your home, or just spending more time at home and being surrounded with more activities. If you think back to that time, you might also find some inspiration. Yeah. Any questions so far? Or hopefully people have, or might be thinking of some ideas. If you have anything that you want to just use this as a soundboard for, we're happy to hear it. Or yeah. I guess I can also go on the website and yeah, if you here, let me share my screen again, sorry. So this is all of our kind of dates and FAQs on the website. This is also in our Canvas group, so whichever is easier for you to access, you can find the same information in both places. We know it's that kind of time in the semester when things are building up, so we wanted to give you enough time to do this, but like Katie said, it really doesn't take too much time to actually add it to the slide. We also have some special prizes that we're sending to anyone who participates. So that's a little incentive to join. Sunday, May 14th is kind of the last day that we'll be that we'll be accepting slides. And then right after the semester ends on Thursday, the 18th, we'll kind of have a wrap-up event, look through some of the projects and highlight any of the ones that stand out, or allow you to share if you have anything else you wanted to add to just supplement your process, or talk about what it was like for you. We'd love to hear from you on this day. And it'll also kind of be just like an end of semester event like we've had in the past, which I find really fun and just easy to, or nice to be able to decompress with our peers and just talk about what we're doing. over the summer, share any recommendations that we have. So even if you don't participate in this personal archive project, I do encourage you to come to this wrap-up event on Thursday, May 18th. And again, this FAQ page will give you some guiding prompts that might help you think about where to start if you don't have any ideas. Will help you think through the archival processes to, translate it from an idea to something that you can put into our slide. And yeah, all that. Some other examples here as well. Yeah, anything else?
Has anyone started to think about what they want to do as a collection that they want to share? It's totally fine if you don't want to keep it secret or keep it private. But I just was wondering if any of you have thought about what to do for this.
I just want to point out that this is a great opportunity for you to really explore yourself, your personality, and anything within your home or your family where you might have really not have thought that this could be an archive, as we've gone through all the examples from my other board members. It can be really exciting, and it can be an exploration. So I think this is a great opportunity for all of you all to just have some fun and be able to create something unique that maybe we haven't seen before.
Totally agree with that, Hannah. Thank you.
I'd like to share something
Yeah.
that I've been thinking about. Thank you for putting on the presentation. All of you, appreciate it a lot. I feel like this project has given me a incentive to pursue a personal archiving project that I have just been thinking about for so long. I'm sort of like the personal, well, being a archivist in training, I'm sort of like the archivist of my family. And I've recently gathered about 10 or 15 EV60 camcorder videotapes. And I've been meaning to digitize them and put them all together on a WordPress site for my family. These camcorder tapes, they're recordings from my early childhood, from as soon as I was maybe 1 or 2, all the way to my maybe 10th birthday or so. And so I feel like this project in itself is sort of like that spark plug for me to actually follow through with this idea and to begin the process of applying what I've been learning in school to my own personal life. So once again, thank you for hosting this project.
Absolutely. That's so great to hear. And that really captures exactly what we hope this participating in this project might bring for people who just have an idea and they need a place to start. And so, even if you don't have the whole WordPress website and haven't done all the digitization by, May 14th or whatever, even if you just provide a glimpse of where can you start. And yeah, I'm sad that Kimberly couldn't join us tonight because I think was really just inspirational in how she talked about her process it just started with like a conversation with her mom and her cousins, and how that turned into something that's so connected now to her work as a professional. So it's really cool to see that like overlap of your personal life and being able to bring that into what you're learning. So yeah, thanks for sharing. These all look like great ideas as well in the chat. I'm really excited to also have like a shared place for all of these projects, because it kind of is like an archive in and of itself of our chapter and our activities. And for later, you know, our leadership will change over the next few years, but I think it'll be cool for future SAASC members to go back and see what we were working on and just get a more personal glimpse into yeah, just kind of what our members are like, and yeah, kind of acts, this slideshow acts kind of as like as a collection in and of itself. So I'm very excited to see it grow.
Does anyone want a link to the documents? Sorry, the link to the resources in a document.
That'd be great. Yeah. We could also put that in the Canvas group. I'll show you all where to find it. Let me just move over to my Canvas if I'm still logged in. Let's see. Can you all see this? So yeah, here's our Canvas page. If you could just go to discussions, we have the personal archive project FAQ page here with the link. And again, this is all on the website, but in case you're just in Canvas and want to look at it in there, we have about 20 people signed up already through our Google form, which is really exciting. So yeah, if you want to, you can put this, or feel free to share the document however you think is best, Katrina, but you can also find information here. Thanks, Allie.
I will also be sharing, links and different personal archives in the next blog as well. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free.
The blog is also a good place to look for ideas, since we do, Hannah has started this year since last year actually, a Archives of the Month blog series where we highlight a different archive each month and look at their collection. And it's really cool to see just how many different kinds of collections there are that you just wouldn't think exist. But so yeah, if you need some inspiration, you can also look on our blog. And so I can also put if you go to the website, I'll put a link. Blog.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
So Mia also shared that, right, we're going to have a change of leadership. It's time for us to find our next board. And we've not had much interest yet. So if you've been on the fence, we would love to have you join our board. It's been a really cool experience. And if we want to still have stuff like this keep going, we need to have people to run the student chapter. So Thursday night, we're having a Q&A about the different board positions. And I don't know, I feel like it's the way it's set up from previous boards, the workload seems pretty good. Like we have it, I know it's with class and a lot of people work and it's an extra thing, but I think that's split up pretty well where there's not too much work for most of the jobs. So anyway, if that's a concern, which that was definitely a concern for me, was the time. Yeah, you
And
guys
Kitty's you're the chair, so that says a lot.
So yeah, anyway, I hope that you guys would consider being part of the board and helping, yeah, the student chapter, the work that was done last, in the past boards that we've continued, that we can keep continuing on again.
Oh, go ahead, Erin.
I'm just going to add to that. I completed my e-portfolio not too long ago. And I was able to use, thanks, evidence from being in this student chapter to fulfill a couple pieces of evidence in different competencies. So it's, besides joining a great group, it was definitely a bonus to be able to utilize that when doing my e-portfolio. So there's my plug.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience, and I really would encourage anyone to apply. There's so many positions available, and so much opportunity for growth, especially within our student chapter, and just as for yourself, it gives you a chance to experience, working with a team, leadership, and even more writing. So it's something that I really would encourage everyone to at least apply to, because you never know. It really was a great experience for me.
And you make lifelong friends. I feel like when we're in this online only program, it's hard to make friends, but being on the board, I feel like I've gotten really close to a lot of people who are also interested in the same things I am. So you have that support system. And you also have like professional networking from it too. So it's a great way to possibly have open doors for careers in the future as well.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Maddie. I am going to miss my team and everything that we've accomplished together, and I look forward to the new members of the board who will continue everything that we've built. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, please come on Thursday if you are free, and if not, definitely we encourage you to apply. Thanks everyone for sticking with us even without our speaker. We appreciate your time. Does anyone else have any questions?
Allie, can you put the link in for registering for Thursday in the chat too?
I think Ellie did.
Oh, you're right. Thanks.
I think. Yeah, thanks, Ellie. Cool.
Well, and I'm excited to hear that you guys are looking forward to the competition. When we were talking about this, it sounded really cool, but I was afraid it was going to be a lot of work. So I was pleasantly surprised doing it myself. I'm like, okay, that actually wasn't that challenging. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm glad that it's inspiring you guys to get going on some things. I know I have some things. I have an old journal from an uncle who traveled all around the world that needs to be transcribed that I've had on the back of my mind. But yeah, I'm excited to see what everybody does and how the slide deck fills out.
Me too. And I know this is like an independent activity as opposed to our fall membership activity where we worked on teams. So there's ups and downs to group work and individual work. But if you are feeling like you need some guidance, or you just want to like throw an idea around feel free to reach out to any of us. I'll put my email in the chat. I think that's my email. Yeah.
Or even the student chapter email. I keep an eye on those too.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'll put that one too. Okay.
any other questions or thoughts or? You guys looking forward to the semester winding down in a couple weeks?
It feels weird. I can't, yeah. It came up really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it week 13 or 14?
14, I think.
14? Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's
I
super
need one
weird.
more week. I need one more week.